Alright, welcome to Toge Southwest. Toge Southwest, TougeSW.com. This is season 2 of episode 16. We'll be switching over to season 3 on episode 20. Um, Today's date is 5/22/2025. So if you look at that backwards, it's like 1520. Everyone. Anyways, alright, so who am I? Well, I am the Wandering Raven. I'm the host of Toge Southwest. This has been a project since 2011, since I returned to Vegas. Um, and let's see. So yeah, I'm Wandering Raven. I started this in 2011. Not as a podcast, but back in 2009 to 2010, I was up in Oregon where I got to meet and become a part of Toge Northwest, which was a beautiful, awesome thing for me. It changed my life on how I see cars, car meets, and various races. That's where I learned how to drift and do other awesome things up there. Um, Up in the Pacific Northwest, there's a lot of mountain passes that do a lot of they call toge racing, or it's what Japan is. It's a word toge. Means mountain pass. They started Toge Northwest somehow in 2011, shortly after I came back from Oregon, back in Las Vegas. Toge Northwest kind of disbanded. I actually picked up Toge Southwest so I can start up a whole new thing. I tried to do its own community, but it fell apart because Vegas has its own different community going on already. Because that's more of they were more like a street race kind of setup to begin with. They weren't really more like mountain passes or anything like that, or anything that I could actually find, because a lot of it's just like quarter mile crap, and not that it's crap or anything, but yeah. But yeah, the reason why I left Oregon is because I was held against my will. I actually was forced out of Oregon, so and yeah, that's pretty much it. I wanted to reboot everything here. Vegas is a different beast, anyways. This is how I like to put it. And it wasn't until 2019 I decided to really change up Toge Southwest into more of like a blogging site. It became more of a huge thing. I think basically my old posts, like here in 2019. This is like my last drift event before I blew up the motor. And here's the V6. I've actually restored the EFI on it because I got tired of messing with the carb. I wanted a free night that night, so um, always go on and check it out on togesouthwest.com. It's one of my older posts. But a couple days later, my mom passed away. This was the last video she's seen of me being super happy about it, and yeah, it was like a really sad moment. And ever since then, I've been having a really hard time to really get back into like building this car, rebuilding, getting back in the track, because since 2010 and 2019, I was drifting pretty much almost every year, almost every time. With that car, I had a lot of seat time, beautiful timing. But when my mom passed away, that's that night my motor blew up. 2 days later, my mom passes away, but she got to see that last video. And when I first started Toge Southwest as a podcast, it actually, it, main reason why I was doing it was to lift myself up, build my confidence again, build up my, that I want to do this again. That I really didn't want to step back and let, let let myself heal, because I know I'm coping from this loss. and all that stuff. I have no one else to help me with this, and I've been having everything on my shoulders and everything. And so I decided to start this whole podcast thing, and slash talk show, whatever you want to call it. And my whole goal with this is like to grow from here, maybe build it as a community again, and maybe rebirth this as like the community that I wanted to build when I came back in 2010 or 2011. I'm sorry. So, so with that being said, that is who I am. I am the Wandering Raven. I am the host here. You'll find me pretty much on YouTube, Instagrams, TikTok. Well, wondering.raven on the TikTok, on the Z TikToks, and I'm on different socials as well. So, okay, so drift car. So the meat and potatoes of this whole podcasting is basically my vlog. So what did I do this last weekend? It was wiring. I actually wired up the tack, put it in place to see how it's going to look. Have it currently, I wired the underneath. So give me a second here, and I will bring up that photo that I had. And because the car isn't in the garage, it's like really tight squeeze. So it's really hard to get into. I didn't get a chance to pull the car out. Let's see. Let's go. Start with this first image. See, tight squeeze here. I actually pulled the motorcycle out there. Have it sit out. Was testing the battery to make sure it was working. I had to pull the harness apart for the fuel pump so it'll stop pumping the gas through. Because currently I rewired up the gas pump back in 2016, I believe, where you just key on the ignition and the fuel just starts pumping. I did that mainly because of the carb setup, but I never really did revert back to like an ECU setup, especially now. And totally different setup now, but regardless, I have it set up here, and yeah, the fun stuff. Right? No, it's not gonna let me do that because where I'm at. This is probably another shot. Yeah, trying to take like a weird back shot. Do that for the Instagram. Saturday night, huge storm was coming through. Huge windstorm was coming through. So that kind of got me shortfalled on that day. So, but here's another one of the shot. Here's my 86, my daily driving car. Really cool. And I did say if I ever get my other S12 running and driving and dailyable, I was going to learn how to drive this. I don't know how to drive a motorcycle. I never have. I never really learned. I used to grow up riding on the back of a motorcycle because that was my only major road of transportation. Was my uncle always drove us everywhere on the back on his motorcycle. I had a brief moment. I had a few times I got to learn how to drive a quad and a dirt bike when I was like 14, but that was a long time ago. So, you haven't noticed, here's I have it all set up. This is before I tucked all the wiring. I don't think I have any of the wiring done. No, you don't want to see that. Um, let's see. I think it was. We're gonna go 18, right? Yeah. Let's see. Is this the one? Oh, and this. Waiting for the video. But yeah, that's pretty much it. At this point, I need to order gauges And since I got paid on Tuesday, should be able to now. This was. Oh, yeah. This is just me testing all the wiring. This is what the wiring looked like underneath the dash. Yeah, just skipping through. So I believe this was the one I did the unplug the power. But yeah, it's kind of weird, but we so I had all this everything hooked up finally. It's all wired together, ready to roll. I gotta put some type of little rubber right there for the USB cables. It's coming together. It really is. I'm gonna try this weekend to pull it out and start it up. So that's gonna be something to look forward to. Um, yeah, that's what I pretty much was working on. I had to get up upside down just to again make sure all the wires were good, and that's it. Really, I didn't really do a whole lot. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and open this up real quick. We're gonna do so. That's the vlog update. Um, but I'm also gonna do this as well. Excuse me. So, uh, I had also listed on there like a few vlog updates back in 2020 when I tried to put a different motor in, but I have a different. Yeah, definitely did. I definitely did. Even the fuel pump hacks that I've done too. Oh yeah, I forgot about those. Yeah, I put them all there. They're all there. Cool. I'm gonna tag that up right, so I know I can actually put it somewhere. I might actually try to see if I can get these 17-inch Mustang rims on my 350Z and see how they look. And if they'll actually fit and look good, I might actually go get some tires for them. But I have to order gauges and make sure that I can wire them up. And that's that. So let's move on to the next. What's our next target? So this is where I bring this up. This is where pretty much we did the wiring on the dash. That is now done. So let's go ahead and mark that off. Finished wiring the driver's side. Yes, it's done. Alright, so we got more new. I still need more gauges, so we need to finish the cluster. We did fix the gas pack and fix the igniter. This is install power steering. Yeah, I do have it. Okay, I'm done. Let's go ahead and delete this. This is right there. Alright, so this is still a question. This is almost done because I gotta pull the car out and make sure I did get it. And then, yep, I want to install this because when you're drifting, power steering helps a lot, especially if you want to go full lock. It's easier to actually bring the tires back around, especially since I do a lot of faint drifting. Other than I know if you go out there, you actually see people who just rip that e-brake. I actually don't rely on the e-brake. I rely more on the faint drifting and clutch kicking. But that might actually change a lot now since I'm producing more horsepower out of this motor than I did for my V6. But we'll have to see how that works. So that's what's next. We got to mark off two things. It's two. We still got more wiring to clean up, but that's different for another time. But I still gotta. Oh, we might be able to knock this out this weekend because I shouldn't need to keep that hole open anymore. So I think we're good. That's something that'll come pretty soon. Car is cleaned up and pollen free on the outside. So we're good with that. I still want to clean up and paint the Crown Vic tires. I'm probably going to plaster dip them black. Yeah, at least for now. I'm not sure exactly what I want to do. Bumper definitely needs to get reworked on the rear one because it falls off in a way. Um, it's being held on by two zip ties. Power steering cleanup. It's actually extremely dirty. I need to clean it up. I need to see what I can migrate from the V6 to the CA setup. So I'm gonna go with that. Alright, so I should be able to knock this out this weekend. I might be able to knock out hopefully this, and we'll start working on this too. I mean, I don't need to have it fully installed until but I can have it cleaned up and I can have it installed. Just I'll be missing the cable that drives it, the belts. There we go. Anyways, yeah. And then once we get that rolling and rolling, right now I'm also learning how to do the VE mapping, so I can actually rework the VE maps. Because the way it's idling, it's either too lean. It goes from too lean to too rich, even though it has the default settings. So that's stuff I need to do and whatnot. So that's our target. So that's pretty much it. This is closing, so we're going to be doing some stuff this weekend. I'm gonna test fit the 350Z wheels on. I'm gonna work on trying to clean up that hole and power steering. We're going to go test the motor, see if it's leaking anymore. And if it's not, we're gonna keep putting everything together. We're gonna start really patching things up. It's gonna be a little hard for me because it's going to be over 100 degrees this weekend, and that hurts. So lots of water, lots of coming in and cooling off. So, and I don't see anybody actually in chat to actually come in for questions and whatnot. But if you do stumble upon this, I stream this podcast every Thursday night. I might start early like I did tonight. It's either from, so I just normally say that I stream from 7 to 11. So anytime between 7 and 11, pop in, hang out, and all is good, really. It's on twitch.tv/Wandering Raven. But any questions, feel free to ask anytime. This will be on YouTube, so if you have questions there, feel free to ask. I will answer them as much as I can. If there's like a topic you need to want me to cover over for like anything S12 related, feel free to ask. They're there. That's what I'm building this for. I want to answer questions. I want to help people out when I can. So, yeah, that's it. Anyways, this is Toge Southwest, episode 16. And that's pretty much all. I know this is early tonight, but it'll be on YouTube. And if you want to see it, that'll be at YouTube/Wandering Raven. Or you might see this as a VOD. And feel free to watch it there too. Other than that, have a good night, and hopefully see you tomorrow. Tomorrow night will be Hack Like a Sub Genius episode 4. Well, what I'm doing there is we're gonna do more hacking on our Slackware box. We're gonna use my laptop still, and we're not gonna use AI this time. We're just gonna dive into a little bit of trying to hack. But that's tomorrow night. Might start at 10, might be earlier. I don't know. We'll see. Anyways, have a good night. Thanks for hanging out. Bye.